so we're here. We're finally gonna do our Q&A for you guys. So we're probably, most likely gonna break it up in 2 or 3 parts. Next question is from my sister-in-law, Luisa's sister, Yvonne. Any more kids? No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No. On occasion, I...
Think about it.
Yeah.
Me too. I thought about it earlier today, but I'm like,
Did you really?
This shop is closed.
This shop is closed.
This shop is closed.
Both shops are closed.
Would you ever move away from Nevada, and where would you go?
Yes.
He only says yes because he knows that I want to move away from Las Vegas. But he doesn't want to move away from Las Vegas.
Well, it's not that I don't want to move away. It's just, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving...
Yeah, there's a lot of complicated stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of incremental things that
to
need
move.
to...
And so, I don't know where we would go. I just know I want to go somewhere like Washington or Oregon or California. Somewhere where it's prettier and the weather is nicer.
What about Vermont? You never really hear anything about Vermont. Like, nothing ever happens in Vermont. When was the last time that Vermont was on the news?
I don't know. We don't watch the news.
I watch the news. And Vermont is not on the news.
I would like to go and visit, like, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe
Wasn't
Vermont.
Howard Dean the governor of Vermont?
See, but this is the thing. When you move that far east, then we're going into foot-deep snow. Like, I only want to live somewhere where there's a little bit of snow. Like Portland. It rains, it's beautiful, it's green, it has actual spring and summer.
Can I just say that the old me would have said, oh, of course I would want to live in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What was that crap place that we went to recently that I did not like? In California. I can't remember the city's name. No,
like
it wasn't.
LA.
It was
Van Nuys, Santa Monica.
No. Santa Monica, yes. That place
but it's all LA area.
Turned me off to anything like Metropolis.
Yeah, when we went to the Veg Fest, we were in Santa Monica, and it was so crowded, and the traffic was terrible, and the people cannot drive for crap, and he hated it.
At all.
And he used to want to live in Tokyo.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, she asks this. Were either of you nervous meeting your in-laws?
I was not nervous. I do remember my conversation with your father.
Very first conversation.
He asked me what my name was. He asked me where I worked, and then he started giving me financial advice.
Financial advice that we never followed.
Wait, does he watch this?
No.
No, we don't follow it.
That we never followed, and we should have. Too late now, kind of.
But no, I wasn't nervous about meeting your parents. And I met your mom. Remember by accident when I used to sneak into your room.
Oh,
and
God.
She caught me.
Yeah.
So I had already met your mom. That's a
whole nother story. Yeah. Yes, I was nervous, and the first person I met was his mother, and then she ended up living with us, like, right away.
Yeah. Have you ever talked about that?
No, we have so many stories.
Right.
I can't tell stories about myself, though. I need him to do it with me, because I can't remember all the details, and he's good at remembering the details. So if you guys want story times, let us know and what kind of story times you want, and then we'll see if I can convince him to do some story times with me, because I'm really bad at remembering details. He's really good at it, so please put down in the comments that you want story times and what you want to hear about his mom and how she used to live with us, about Luis's childhood and how he grew up. There's so much drama, you just don't even know. All right. And her last question was, will we ever renew our wedding vows?
Yes.
You think so?
I think so, someday down the line. Would I read the same vows?
No. No, you would make up new ones.
Oh, okay. Well, renew, wouldn't that be...
Renew means just going through another wedding.
The same. That's 2 pages.
It's like going through another wedding. No, you don't have to say the same ones.
Okay.
Yeah, you should have him read his wedding vows to you guys sometime, because it's like 2 or 3 pages worth of... Mine are pathetic.
No, I think yours
because mine were like 4 sentences, and his was like 4 pages.
Well, it was 2 pages,
but
back
and back.
yeah.
That's 4 pages. So anyway.
Okay.
Front and back. 1, 2, 3,
you're right.
4.
No, you're right.
4 pages. All right. Next one is from my friend Barbara from Living the Vegan Life. Her question is, when will Luis take the final step and go full vegan?
When I can give up Caesar dressing.
Don't lie. Don't make up lies. He's not gonna go vegan.
Alright, start over.
No, that makes it
No, start over.
realistic.
Cut.
It's funny.
Cut.
No, no.
I can see in the future myself being a 100 vegan.
But that means that you yourself would have to care enough to take the steps to actually pay attention to everything.
And then I would say to that, if you were to look at the changes that I have made in these 2.5 years, they have been substantial.
Yeah. I mean, he's super supportive, and he's always been super supportive, and I mean, he doesn't bring anything into the house that I don't want here. Like, he's very respectful of what I want, and when we go out, most of the time, other than like today when there was cheese and you just didn't want to cause a fuss, so you ate it, but I mean, he doesn't go out of his way. He doesn't eat, like, if I'm sitting there, like, he's not going to eat a burger. Like, if I'm with him, he's not going to eat a steak. Like, even when I'm not with you, I mean, I don't think...
I think that if I were to eat that without you, I mean, I'd be sick. Look what happened when I drank that milk.
Yeah.
I felt really sick.
Yeah, he had milk the other day. Was it on purpose? I don't remember.
It was because I didn't want to make a fuss. I had milk.
And then he got really sick. So,
Yeah.
I mean, his body's already been changing because he eats mostly a plant-based
Although
diet.
It wasn't a lot of cheese. It was like a little bit of cheese.
Yeah,
Probably why it's not bothering me now.
Yeah, it was just like this much cheese. But the thing is I can't eat that. Like I'm already so mentally vegan that I can't eat that. Like, just the thought of eating that makes me so nauseous. Like, I can't even... I have to send it back because otherwise I'm just gonna sit there and not eat it because I can't fathom purposefully eating that. It makes me nauseous to even think about eating that stuff. So, I mean, you're not mentally in the same place as me, so I can understand how you can still eat it and it doesn't bother you. But just like emotionally, like, I can't handle it anymore. I can't do it. It bothers me too much. And that's what being vegan is. Like, I care too much.
Right.
And maybe he'll get to that point someday, maybe he won't. Like,
I can see myself getting to that point.
But for now, he's like 90% anyway, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Next question is from Yoga Dog Walker. And it's okay, so this goes along with the other one. How does Luis feel about being partially vegan?
I feel fine.
You don't feel like I'm torturing you every day?
No.
All right.
No, this is like a joint thing.
Yeah, like I said, he's very supportive.
If you remember, you probably won't remember this, a long time ago, when you and I were hanging out in your bedroom, and your parents were in the living room, and we made that one little video, remember? And then you expressed your concerns about how our life would be with your Crohn's, remember? And then I told you that we're gonna be fine, that we will figure something out, we will do research, and we will beat this thing together. Remember?
No.
I told you that.
I don't remember. So, yeah, I mean, that's the #1 reason why he's always been so supportive, is because he knows that it helps my Crohn's disease.
And I've seen you in some bad and some low points with your Crohn's.
Very low points. And it's not worth it, right?
No.
It's not worth it for me to keep trying to eat normal standard American diet when it makes me sick as hell. So anyway, next question is from John's Conscious Life. Hi, John. If you could be a non-human animal, which would you each choose and why?
This is easy.
Yeah.
Bald eagle.
Mine's easy too, but why?
I feel, and this is like a long time, I think maybe the 2nd grade, when I was asked what my favorite animal was,
Really?
and I said bald eagle. I'm pretty sure that's like my spirit, like my soul animal.
That's your spirit animal?
Yeah, that's like my, yes.
Same thing here. My spirit animal is a cat because it's fucking lazy and just gets to do whatever the hell it wants.
Just bald eagle is so majestic.
I just want to be a cat. I want to be lazy and eat and poop and sleep all day.
And I mean, look what bald eagles do. They fly and they look really badass.
There's not that many of them either.
I know, that's
So
a
you'd
shame.
be like one of a kind, endangered species.
I'd rock it as an eagle.
Yeah, I just want to be a lazy cat and sleep all day. Next question is from Char Char. Hey Char. It's how do the kids deal with being vegan at school and birthday parties?
They have adapted.
Our kids are also not 100% vegan.
But they have made
They make an effort,
great.
though.
Yes.
They make an effort. I don't know.
They haven't really missed out if you think about it. They still have...
No. They
When
still
we're
have
watching
everything.
movies, they have popcorn still. They still have, snacks, ice cream, right.
Cookies.
Right.
Yeah, anything you can eat.
They love crispy tenders.
Anything you could want, you can have vegan. So they're not missing out on anything.
No, they're not missing
the only
out.
thing that's the hard thing is when they're at school and somebody gives them something, they might not know if it's vegan or not. They're
Right.
still kind of learning and understanding how to choose vegan or how to find out if things are vegan. And it's also one of those things where, do they want to say no? Do they want to be difficult? It just depends on how they're feeling that day, or if they're even thinking about it, or their options, what options they have that are in front of them at the time. Like at dinner tonight, my parents bought their food for them before I even arrived at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So
before I arrived.
Before we even got there, they were
already
eating mac and cheese, and there was nothing I could do about it. Like when my family has them, they're not vegan. They eat what my parents cook them. When they're with me, they eat what I cook them. So pretty much I can only control what they eat when they're with us. And we do what we can do. That's about it. So, and they don't go to birthday parties. The only birthday parties we do are our birthday parties.
Mhm.
So,
We live in a box.
yeah, we live in our little introverted box. So, yeah. We don't usually let them go to birthday parties because we don't want to go.
No.
And we have to take them. Next question is from Natty Goes Plant-Based. Why did you pick your sons' names, and what is your dream job? Well, we already talked about my dream job, so why did we pick our kids' names?
You go first.
I picked the name Garion because it's the lead character in one of my favorite book series, which is the Belgariad series by David Eddings. And
Leah Eddings?
well, David and Leigh, I don't know. Some of the books say David and Leah Eddings, so it's him and his wife, but some of them just say his name, so I don't know. She helped with some of the books, but anyways, Garion is the main character from that series, and ever since I was about 14 and I started reading that series, I wanted to have a son named Garion, and I love that name, so that's why I picked Garion.
For me, I was I had already known X-Men. I used to watch the cartoon series that used to come on Saturday mornings back in the mid-90s. And
early 90s.
So I loved Wolverine. He was my favorite X-Men. People usually go with like Cyclops, but that wasn't for me. I wanted Wolverine. And one day I was at a family fun center, and they had the X-Men arcade, the one that they have 4 players. And if you don't put any quarters in, there's like this intro video, and then after that they have like profiles of each character, Magneto, Professor X, all that. And Wolverine's profile came up, and his name was Logan. I saw Logan, and I remembered that name ever since. And so when you were pregnant the first time, we decided if it was a girl that you would name her, and if it was a boy I would name him, and I chose Logan.
And I told him the only reason I would let him name our first son Logan is if he promised me we would have more children until we had another son. Even if we had to have 5 girls before we had another boy, we were going to have 5 girls until we had another boy, because I was going to have Garion. And he agreed, so...
I mean, how can you not?
You didn't know what was going to happen. We
True.
could have ended up with 10 girls.
Can you imagine?
And we would have been living homeless somewhere.
Yeah.